HYROX day, baby. Pretty lucky we got a good start time today. Midday, so we're not in too much of a rush. We're going to get up, smash some food, carb load the body up, do some stretches, and then head down, baby. We're at about 70%. 70%, not bad. I'm a little tired, but... All right, we're on the move. Not gonna lie, your boy's tired. I've been yawning the whole way since we got in the car. We got about a 40-minute drive. Not too bad. Rock up 2 hours before the race. Hopefully the line's not too long to register. I got my personal chauffeur driver, Stephanie, here.
Hello.
She's also gonna be my videographer for the day. How do you reckon we're gonna do?
Oh, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Shots are gonna be A1.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Steph's never made content before in her life, right? So give her a break if the shots are a little bit choky. Alright. We just got down to the exhibition centre. We got all signed in. We got the number on the arm. We got the wristbands. We got the ankle timer. Now we're just kicking back in the sun, waiting to go on. We've got about an hour left. Vibes are pretty high inside. There's a lot of people here. So it's nice to just kick back in the sun and just relax a little bit before everything kicks into gear and gets a little bit intense, you know? But damn, what a day for it. Everybody relax. Maybe I went too easy on the first run.
Of course you did.
There's plenty of time to catch up. As you can see, I'm having an absolute ball of a time here. Like I said to my partner, I think I took it a little bit easy on the first run, but I wasn't too concerned about it because everyone had told me leading up into the race is not won in the first station, but you can definitely lose it here, so I wasn't too fazed. And then we were off to the sleds. Now the sleds was one thing that I was concerned about coming in because I didn't have a sled implement at my gym to be able to practice any of these movements. Ended up the sled push ended up being alright as long as you ran your sled across the two tracks that you can see on the carpet. That was where the sled had been pushed through so many times before. It was a lot smoother than the rest of the zone. So as long as you stuck to that, it was generally alright. But as you can see by the way that I was moving after this definitely cooked my hamstrings more than I thought it was going to. I was moving very soft and very slow after this. And unsurprisingly, my legs still hadn't recovered by about a lap and a half of running, so my air quotes running pace started looking like this for a little while. And then up next, it was straight into the sled pull. Now again, I hadn't had much experience pulling a sled before, but I decided to go with the arm over arm tactic in the beginning. And as you can see, it was going quite well. The sled was moving quite fast, I was getting through it pretty well. But then by the end, I really started to fatigue and I really started to feel it in my arms. Just struggling with those last couple of pulls to get it over the line. And then as I was walking to the next side to make my next pull, I was like, in my head, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna change tactics. I'm gonna go to the grip it and rip it and just walk it backwards, just so I could try and preserve some energy. And that ended up being a great call. It definitely did preserve some energy. I got a few warnings from the judges here and there to watch my feet on the lines. I was getting a little bit close apparently, but it was definitely the right call to just keep the heart rate down and kind of just tick the legs over a little bit easier. And then it was time for the dreaded motherfucking burpees. Now, in all fairness, in the beginning of this, I was absolutely ripping it. As you can see by the fact that I almost jumped into the dude in front of me, I was actually keeping a really good pace through the start of this, and I was actually so locked in that I didn't even realize my partner was directly in front of me recording, and I just walked straight past her, no acknowledgement whatsoever. And then I got a nice little reminder from this judge just telling me to put my hands a little bit closer or I was going to cop a penalty. Which by the next string of burpees wasn't a big issue because the pace really started to slow down. I had about 3 good ones in me here when I really had a burst of energy, and after that it was just pain the entire way through the rest of it. I was stopping for a quick pray here and there, you know, just checking out the carpet, having a good look. Even here, I was watching this back, I'm one jump away and I still had to rest. That's ridiculous. I couldn't even muster up a jog after this. I had to walk for a little while. That pain was incredible.
Let's go, mate.
Thankfully, the row was up next and you actually got to sit down and get off your legs for a little bit because my legs were bleeding at this point. So I just took the chance to have a little bit of a rest and bring my heart rate back down. Then we were on to the farmers carries. These weren't too bad. Another station where you could kind of give your legs a little bit of a rest, but I was actually quite surprised at how taxing on the traps these were. I only ended up putting them down once throughout the entire carry, which I wasn't too mad about. If you're planning on doing a HYROX event, I couldn't recommend more use the chalk at the stations that have it. It helps so much when your hands are just dripping with sweat and you're losing all your grip. The chalk helps soak all that up and allows you to keep going just that little bit longer. The bloody lunges. This was by far, I think, the hardest station of the day for me. Your legs are just so jelly by this point, and then with every single lunge, you're just struggling to get back up, taking a breath in between every rep, and they just seem to go on forever. I remember thinking when I was about 70% of the way done, there is no way I'm going to be able to do 100 wall balls after this, and it was just so demoralizing. I ended up going with a strategy of 10, rest, 10, rest, 10, rest. Which honestly felt like an absolute lifetime while I was doing them. I was trying to shake out my legs to get a little bit of feeling in them. Every time I was having a break and bending over, my legs were just shaking profusely the entire time. As you can see here, I bend over, not the vibe, don't do that. Ended up getting pretty lucky with these. I only got a handful of no reps, maybe 5 or 6. Even right towards the end though, I couldn't continue. I couldn't go unbroken all the way to 100, so once I ended up hitting 90, I had to have a break again and then smashed out the last 10. As you can see, my legs were just absolutely cooked.
Go, Jesse!
As you can see, hit the deck as soon as I came on. I was purely just exhausted. Ended up finishing with a time of about a 140, and here's how I felt right after.
It was crazy. The run, I felt like it was the time to recover and make energy.
You looked good on the run, the last one. Even your heart rate on the wall balls, that was low.
Was that?
It was dropped at 150.
It was just my legs. My legs were jelly.
I could see them shaking.
Now, like every time I was resting, I was like, it was fun. And then I was doing sets of 10 to start because I thought it'd be super easy. I was fucking struggling to do the 10.
Rob. Because I was watching your heart rate in the last 40 and it was dropping. Like you were at 167 and then you were down to 150. But you were stopping and I could see your legs shaking. I was like, it's his legs, it's not his.
Yeah, it wasn't so much my cardio, my legs were just giving out.
Yeah.
I wasn't even squatting, I was literally going down as low as I could and just bouncing back up and hoping I made it back up.
Nice.
Oh.